motivated, or how other people can stay motivated in anything. I mean, not just in like weight loss or fitness or eating right, even like in business or in their job. And, it's something I struggle with too. And I just wanted to talk about it a little bit. Hopefully this will help some of you. One of the things that I do, especially when I'm struggling in my business, because I will tell you that as much as I love Beachbody coaching, it is not easy. It's a really, really tough business. And there are lots of days where it crosses my mind at least once a day, like maybe I shouldn't do this because it's tough. But, at the end of the day, I absolutely love it. But on those days and during those times when I'm really struggling, I look to people who are successful in the business. I happen to be really fortunate that my upline coach is the number 2 coach in the entire company. So that helps a lot because I can look at her, I can look at, where she is now and where she started. And she started as like a broke waitress. She was working and she was going to school and she was like crazy busy and didn't have money. And I mean, if she was able to do that and build to what she is now, it just gives me hope. It shows me what's possible. So those stories are always really inspiring to me. And there are lots of people within my company that I can look at. But even, there are tons of stories out there about business people who like came from nothing and, had a really hard time or were rejected a bazillion times and they were still successful. So, if you're struggling, if you're a business person or even in your job, find somebody who is, in your line of work, in your company, and really just look at them, look at their story, see where they came from. Listen, there are a lot of business people out there now who do, YouTube videos and podcasts and live videos on Facebook. Watch them and listen to their story because it's not about comparing yourself to them because obviously they're in a different place, but it's more about just seeing what's possible. So that would be probably my number 1 tip. Another thing that I always urge people to do is to just look at how far they've come. So like if you're on a weight loss journey, for example, a lot of people get frustrated because maybe they have a really big goal that they want to reach, or maybe, it just seems so far off. And I always tell people, and I have to tell myself too, look at where you started. You have grown. You've done things that you didn't think were possible. Even if you only exercised for a week, that's a week more than you've ever done. So, you have to kind of look at the little victories and the little things that you've done that have gotten you to where you are. And, really the same thing with business. For me, for example, like I said, this business is sometimes a struggle for me, and I have to look at, where did I start and where have I ended up and where am I going? And really, like, I've overcome so many fears. Doing videos like this, they still make me nervous. Obviously I'm still kind of, I get a little flustered sometimes, but to be able to do this is a huge deal for me because public speaking has always been something I've been terrified of. Typically, like if I make regular videos, like recorded videos, I edit them. I do like multiple takes. So, to be able to look at me now and look at myself a year ago who probably never would have done this, that's a big deal. So there's got to be stuff in your life and things that you've overcome and, a place that you started that you've grown from. So, look at those things. Look at where you started, look at where you are now, and recognize the growth that you've had and how far you've come. And I think that really helps to propel you forward. So, motivation is a tough thing. It's something that sometimes you have to work at, even if you have a big goal that you're really excited about and you're really working towards. Really one of the things that has always helped me too is just having community and having, somebody to bounce ideas off of. And I've had a really tremendous, I've made some tremendous friendships and been part of a really amazing community through Beachbody. And, I have the groups that I've started, I have the groups that I'm in that my coach, my sponsor coach started. I have a community of coaches who I'm surrounded by all the time. I have an awesome accountability partner. She's just been tremendously helpful and amazing. But that helps to keep me motivated. So if I'm having a day that sucks and I'm like ready to throw in the towel or I don't feel like doing my workout or whatever, something from one of those communities or one of those people who I can reach out to always gets me going again. So I hope these tips are helpful to you. I'm trying to really connect with everybody. And, I became a coach because I want to help people. So that's why I'm making these videos. And it's also helping me to overcome my own fears a little bit. So I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.